Hello, everyone. How's everybody doing today? It's very early for me to be on a live, but I went to look and I was like, I don't see anybody doing one except Critical K, and maybe she's not talking about the same thing we are. So, yeah, wanted to pop on. I haven't done a live in a while, and I've had several people, when are you going to do another live? When are you going to do another live? So, here we are. And what else to talk about except what, right? Right. Oh, who we got in here? Dave G. How you doing today, Dave? I'm glad to see you here. Little lady, Amy, Mama Bear, Marie. Oh, I bet it is late in Sweden. Wow. I've always wanted to go to Sweden. I don't ever see myself doing that, but I would love to. Love you too, Marie. I'm glad you could make it, girl. So, what about all of this new stuff surrounding this case, man? We've got drifters coming in, hanging on to their cots, then going right back and then coming back again. We have where they went to Colorado to do a 35C, and then boom, 2 weeks later, no 35C. Hey, Steve, thank you so much for that. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I really do. Our channel here is kind of struggling, guys, because of my month of drifting away. Hey, Foxy Roxy, Bobby Joe, Buttercup. It's great to see y'all here. Yeah, the channel has kind of started struggling a bit because I took the month away. But gosh, so much was just happening at once. And I was like, oh my God. And so, and then I was getting all those strikes on the Discovery, which other creators that started happening to as well. But we did get that situated and straightened out. I think that's why I went back into trying to finish up this Discovery. And I think we might maybe 200 more pages now. So if y'all have been sticking with me from beginning till now, they can't nobody tell you that you have not read or heard that Discovery, because you have, word by word. Even Discovery that other people haven't heard, I think, from the way I've understood it. Thank you very much, Steve. I truly, truly appreciate that. Terry, Seeking the Truth with Dave. How you doing, Dave? I bet you're at work, right? Man, we're just trying to catch up here on the island. I know I've missed a lot. However, I have been lurking around. When I'm laying in bed at night, I'll kind of try to catch a live, or I'll read up on Facebook. There is something that I seen today that Teresa kind of let us all be aware of, and I'm not sure if you guys has heard about it or not. Have y'all heard about Nate's mom wrote a book? I was shocked. I was like, what? Yeah, Nate's mom wrote a book, and it is now available in Amazon to purchase. And I do plan to purchase that book and maybe even do a synopsis on it. But I just found out about it, so I hadn't got it yet. But I plan to, just after this live, I'm going to go get that. I don't know how you read that Discovery the way you do, but I appreciate you doing it. Oh, thank you, Amy. Let me tell you what. Seriously, it is only shy of a couple of months of it taking me a year to get through that Discovery. Seriously. It's a lot of, I guess y'all have seen pictures of it actually in page format, kind of like Lana had her binders. It's a lot. It's a lot. But there's a lot in it as well. Hello, C-Dub. How are you doing today? I don't know. I don't know if it's an Audible book form yet. I don't know. I haven't even went to the actual Amazon page to look. Let me get the link in case some of you want to. Hang on, and I'll get the link for you in case you want to check it out. Well, I thought that was the link. Maybe not. Anyway, I guess it's an Amazon. You know. Hang on, and I'll see. I'm going to pull up the book, and we'll kind of look at it, what we can see of it. Okay, so this is, I believe, the front of the book, Beyond Tragedy, A Story of Shanann Watts. And that's going to be the cover of the book. And then this is going to be the back of the book. If I can pull it back up here to see what it says. It says, when Shanann opened her eyes, the world was foggy. Something was terribly wrong, yet she wasn't certain what had happened. Her grandmother, who had passed long ago, was standing in her kitchen, surrounded by brilliant light and an indescribable fragrance. With great love, I don't know, this is hard to read, but from the way it sounds like it's going to be like a fictional based off of actual events, maybe. That's what I'm getting from what I can see there. Also, took Nico and Cece into a place of safety and love, yet all faded into confusion and a desperate urgency when they left, and she was consumed by her need to find Bella. Yeah, Bella. Shanann was quite surprised, yet very comforted when she discovered Speaks with Stars, a Native American man. Yes, this is definitely going to be a fictional book for sure. And I read some of the comments on it as well. And yeah, it feels like it's going to definitely be fictional. But, some people like the fictional version of the truth. Now, this is what she actually posted. Vonda Knox is her name. She said, I live next door to the Watts' house. Seeing this view where I used to see Bella and Cece playing was too much. I began talking to Shanann and the girls to ease the sadness. The story I heard was surprising, but it has brought me great comfort. I have put this story in a novel with the hope that it brings others some comfort. Photo was taken April the 2nd, 2021. So, yeah. So has somebody already went to Amazon to check it out? Yeah, they say it's $12.99 on Amazon. Is that going to be for the Kindle version or the hardback or huh? I just bought a book the other day at Walmart as well, Small Sacrifices, the Diane Downs story. I used to have it, but I lost it. So I got it, and I'm thinking on doing a synopsis on that. That's one heck of a story as well. So, Dave, you want to come up here and chit chat with us and help us get caught up on some current events? Because I know I've been lurking around, but there's a lot that, I'm kind of still trying to figure out myself. $4.99. Okay, well that's not bad. And someone says it's actually free on Kindle, so you definitely can't beat that. So that would be good. Yeah. But it does sound fictional, but I'm sure she has based it off of actual events. She may even have some photos in it. I'm not sure. Yeah, there is a lot that's been going on in What's Island. We went from the 35C to not doing the 35C to Chris firing everyone, then finding out it wasn't Chris that fired everyone, and drifters coming in, and oh my word, there's a lot. I don't really even know where to begin. The Oxy story has already also made a new resurface in different scenarios and theories on the whole Oxy thing. So, where should we even begin with this? I don't do early morning call-ins. I'm trying to wake up. I need my 3 coffees first. That's okay, Dave. I don't blame you, hon. Yeah. Well, it's 3:15 here in Alabama land. Yeah, Steve, Diane Downs, I don't know. Our other creator, she's been gone for a while because she just became a new grandma, but Tanya Hagen, she actually is writing a new book about Diane Downs, and she's been talking to Diane Downs and talking to Diane's brother and really digging deep into the trial transcripts. And Tanya was one that absolutely believed that Diane was guilty, just like me. However, since she's dug deeper into this case, she now thinks Diane is innocent. So I'm anxious to read her book. It's not been released yet. She's still wrapping it up, but I do know that Diane's daughter actually came forth and said that everything she said on the witness stand was absolutely coerced, and she was told by the prosecution that adopted her and her brother exactly what to say. That is true. It's crazy that the Watts case hasn't exhausted itself out yet. There's always a new angle. Yes, I actually have tried to walk away from this case yet again. And it's so odd because it seems like the moment, every time I try to walk away, it's like all kinds of stuff bounces up at the same time. And it pulls you right back. Every time it will lay stale for so long, and then all of a sudden when everyone tries to start backing away, it's like the grand finale of fireworks comes out and everybody gets sucked right back into it. And here's the thing, y'all, really, even though all this stuff keeps coming out here and there, and this and that and drifters and letters and phone calls and all this jazz, right? Even though all of that happens, after you're sitting there and you're listening to all this new stuff that's happening, if you really kick back and think about it, still nothing's changed. It's just the exact same as it was the very first day you looked into it. It's, you would think, with so much that has came out and came about in all these big rushes and finales, that something new would have came out, but really it hasn't. It's still the same old, same old. Lana holds more credibility than Tam. Well, Lana did go with him to Colorado. Lana's actually met the Watts, face to face. As far as with Tam, I know she does correspond with them on, telephone calls and such as that, but there's never been no personal face to face. So yeah, Tam's been in it longer. I know that, but that doesn't always mean everything, with this case, it really doesn't matter if you've been in it. Honestly, it doesn't. If you've been in it from day one or you just picked it up a year ago. I mean, honestly, because you all know, if you've really been digging deep into it, we all know basically the same things. Nobody really knows more than anyone else. Now, yeah, if you've talked to the family one-on-one and they've told you things, well, okay, but unless you can see it, take everything with a grain of salt. And that's what I always say. Tam's been asked to leave Cindy alone and she won't. The only reason why she's still in it, really. I know that there has many, I've heard like several of them has been asked just to leave her alone, but they're still just hanging around. And so I've never spoke to Cindy. I've never spoke to Jamie. I have spoke to Ronnie, but I don't even know, how, I don't know Cindy's demeanor and how she talks and reacts to things. I know nothing about her. Yeah, there's definitely more to it, and I believe that as well. I totally believe that as well. I mean, there's really no other way to look at it. If you really dig into the discovery like we have and read that damn thing word for word, then there's no way not to believe, in my opinion, that there is more to this. And then we come back and we get this from these sources that says, oh, yes, look into this person. I didn't act alone. I'm innocent, And it seems to all surrender around the exact things that we were thinking. How can you think that there's not more to it? Yeah, that's terrible, Bonnie. I've had dreams as well. I mean, it's not like every night I go to bed and dream it, but I have had a couple, one in particular that I just can't get out of my, get out of my head. So yeah, it's like it just sticks with us, you know? It's like something, it's like a force. It's weird. It's like a force that just pulls you back into it. No matter how bad you try to walk away, it's like quicksand. It's just undescribable, really. Well, you know, she did live right, right beside him she was actually around him more, you know. Even if it wasn't right face to face, she was around him more than Cindy was. So I wonder if there's anything mentioned in it about what Nate said he heard them screaming and, at night, arguing at night. He did redact that, but at the same time, he said it. And he sounded pretty sincere when he said it originally. What? She's the only one that's ever gone through the discovery bit by bit, and everyone else just uses her work. I must have missed her different sections of the discovery read through and explanations and opinions. I missed that. I never seen it. However, I have a whole playlist right here on my channel, word for word, of that discovery. So I'm not sure how I'll be using anybody's. I would never use one. I don't want to use anybody's work, okay? Because why regurgitate something that's already been said? However, I did use some clips of Dr. B and AD in my video I made yesterday, just giving like a synopsis of who David was or what I could gather from who he was, and some discrepancies in the things he said. Now, at that point, I may use pieces of someone's work, but I will always give them full credit. I'm not just going to say, look what I figured out. Like I heard Lana was saying, oh, but they knew about Nicole way before the 15th. I just figured that out. You just figured that out. Girl, where you been? What? Like I've been screaming that they knew about Nicole probably at the end of the day on August the 13th, because by the 14th, they already had cops set up around her house, watching her, wanting to see if Chris was going to go to her house. So if you are just now figuring out that they didn't know about Nicole, or they knew about Nicole before the 15th, then maybe you should have listened to my discovery read through, because I went over that a good while back. So everybody that listens to that, they already knew that. That was not news to them. There was something else she mentioned too. I can't remember what it was. But anyway, it's just like it was a big shock to her, and she just figured this out. And I'm like, damn, girl, do I need to send you the link to my playlist? Yeah, it might help you. I don't know. It's possible. I've always been told that I got this different discovery. Till this day, I don't know that I have. Doesn't even matter. It's the discovery, period. Maybe that's what it is. I don't want to discredit her, because maybe the discovery she had wasn't saying the same things that I have read to you guys, but, and maybe she's just gotten that one. I don't know. But we knew all this a long time ago. A long time ago. Welcome to Team Unjustified, Deborah. Thank you so much for becoming a member. We've lost a lot of our members in my Missing in Action month here, and I'm so glad to see you back. We didn't even do our members only live last night because, one, I was in the middle of making that synopsis and the discovery, part. But two, it had gotten to where we were only getting like 10 people in there. And I'm pretty sure it's because of the time, because we have members from everywhere, so I just never know a good time. Welcome to Team UnJustified, Rainbow Worker. Great to have you with us, hon. Aw, thank you, Dave. That is so sweet of you. Thank you. And you're a big part of Team UnJustified, too. Featured right on the front page. Thank you so much for that, Dave. I truly appreciate it. Live from the bar. I heard that there was a live done straight from a bar. I haven't watched that live yet. Have not. I do need to check it out, though. Is it interesting, y'all? Do I need to set a certain time aside so I can make sure and watch that, or no? She was literally in a bar. Music, drinks being poured. Wow, that is professional. Man, I wished I could be that professional. I'm not that professional, though. I am so lame. I have an office and a computer. I even have a desk fan. That's how lame I am. I can't be one of the cool girls. No. I wish I could be a cool girl and go to the damn bar and do it, but no. She also said that you and Larry are only in the case for the money. What money? You talking about the little ads? Do y'all really? Is she monetized? Because let me tell you, the ads, for every 1,000 views, I think you make like $2. So if that's the money, then I don't know. They see Dave rolling. He's making $6 a day on ads. Come on. Cleopatra, thank you, girl. Thank you so much for becoming a member of Team UnJustified. I'd love to donate to many YouTube channels, and it's just not possible. I'm busted out, not working. Oh, don't you worry about that, Steve. Don't you worry about that. You know what? You are supporting my channel right now. Being here, commenting, hitting that thumbs up, truly, truly appreciated. Really is. Thank you so much for that. And don't you ever feel that way, okay? Because as long as you're here and you hit that thumbs up for me, you're supporting me, and I appreciate it more than you know. Kimberly, you will get asked for ID if you try to go in bar. Oh my God, Dave. OMG. Sweet. Sweet. That's the sweetest thing I've heard all day. Thank you. I beg to differ, but thank you so much. I want Mama Kim to read Nate's mom's book. You know what? I can't read it because that's kind of a copyright issue, but I can do a synopsis on it like I did the Perfect Father. And a lot of you like, where is the Perfect Father? If you aren't sure and you still want to hear that synopsis or listen to it again, it's over on our new channel. Maybe if you're not aware, we do have a new channel. I don't post on it a lot, but I'm going to start trying to do more with it. It's breaking news, not the cold and closed cases like we have here. It's more breaking news over there. It's not very big yet. I'm just getting it started, but you guys go over there and join. The link's in the description box below, or Dave, he'll drop the link, but y'all could join that channel as well. And you'll find the whole synopsis series of The Perfect Father over there. What I did is when I was getting all those hits, I just was moving stuff around and I was freaking out, and I just haven't had time to put them back here, but I will. But for right now, they're all over there. Hey, Leather and Lace, where have you been? I haven't seen you in a long time, and you're probably saying the same thing about me. It's great to see you, girl. Hey, Callie Cat. Good to see you. Glad to see you all. Wow, maybe we need to start doing these things around this time of the day. It looks like people's up and alive more than my normal 3 a.m. stuff. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and get that book and we'll do a synopsis on it. Just listening for that, even though I'm like, oh, you're not late. We really haven't covered a lot yet. We've pretty much just been chit-chatting, which I know after it's over and people catches the replays, they're going to give me hell about that. Don't start watching it till such and such timestamp. Nothing happens until then. Nobody really wants to hear our chit-chat. I like our chit-chats. Hello, everyone. A beautiful Friday morning in New Zealand. Love your channel. Thank you for Kids Gov. I really appreciate that. I've always wanted to go to New Zealand too. Like you see the postcards and it's like the perfect place. You are very calming compared to another channel I had joined and now quit. Oh, I'm sorry, Cleopatra. I'm sorry you had a bad experience. That does happen quite regularly around here, around this island. I'm sorry about that, but I'm glad you're here. Megan J, how you doing, girl? So yeah, I seen where the whole Oxy thing has made a comeback in the theories and possibilities, and so I'm like, do y'all really put much stock in the whole Oxy thing? Like I never really did. I'm just going to be honest. I didn't really think too much on it because it wasn't in her system. And he did say he did it, so I believe he did. But I don't know. I just think the whole Oxy thing is just a bit overrated. I can't help but wonder, what would it be like if Shannon, Bella, and Cece never went to North Carolina? Yeah. I don't think it would have happened. At least not for those reasons, I don't think. I do think that Chris was seeing Nicole before she went, but he was keeping it so much so on the down low that he really wasn't thinking into it too much either. It was just kind of like, I don't know, just a dirty little secret and a little flirt game or whatever. But I think when she went to North Carolina, of course, that opened the door to him. You know, when the cat's away, the mouse will play kind of thing. And he got so very used to enjoying himself just a bit too much, you know. And here's the thing, he didn't even stay at home. I would love to ask him or know the answer to, did she want you to stay at her house, or did you kind of just stay there, you know, just because you wanted to? Or did she actually ask you to? Because to me, that's a big deal. You know, because as long as he's not surrounded with all the familiars, pictures, toys, clothes, then he doesn't have a chance to actually really miss his family. Because think about it. When you go somewhere, and as long as you're busy and doing something and you're getting excited, you don't really have a chance to focus on getting quote unquote homesick, right? But the minute you start getting bored, or you pick up a glass and it reminds you of one you've got at home, or anything like that, then you start getting homesick and you start missing the familiar. Well, he never had that opportunity because he was either at work or at her house. He even said that himself. So, was she having him stay there for a reason of him to not miss them, not get homesick kind of thing? Or was he just doing it because he wanted to? Yes, y'all. Change the subject for a minute. Cher will be leaving Saturday night to go and meet Mr. Cher. So excited. This will be the first time they've actually met face to face, even though they know each other inside and out. Like, they've had the deepest conversations. They know everything about each other. But they finally get to meet. So excited. Three years ago, the world never heard of Chris. He's sitting in hell, wants his freedom. He just don't get the situation he is in for the next 50 years if that monster lives into his mid-80s. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I think a part of him actually believes that one day he will get out. Nate's mother's truck was stolen the night of the murders. That is so interesting. It is. Isn't that something? I mean, his mother's truck. Okay, when we originally heard that, I don't know how many of you were aware that his mom lived in that house as well. I know a lot of people thought it was just Nate that lived there, didn't even really know his mom lived there. Well, think about it. Her truck was stolen the same night of those murders, right next door. Okay, why wasn't that talked about in the the video camera footage? When he was flipping through his footage, there was all kinds of stuff there. Surely it picked that up. I'm sure her truck would have been sitting right there in her front yard or her front driveway. Oh, so you live really close to Dwayne Kessinger. Does he still live there, Elisa? Alicia? So that picture we've all got, that is of her mom's house, the one with the little gray truck and the SUV. That is Nicole's mom's house, not her dad's, right or wrong. And do you ever see, and probably not, or you would have already said it, but do you ever see Nicole over there? I mean, I'm just curious, just curious. Yeah, and C-Dub is from the area as well. She has a lot of videos. Yeah, y'all check out her channel too. She's got videos of the park where they met, the White's home. She's got all the lazy dog. She's got all these videos that's spoke of in the discovery of the actual places. Very interesting. Y'all should check out her channel and look at those. They are very interesting. Yeah, dissect it to death, the oxy. Yeah. Yeah, but I don't know. The oxy is just, I don't know. It's kind of irrelevant in a sense. The oxy itself is irrelevant. What's not irrelevant is who gave it to him and why. That's the part that's kind of interesting. And did they know why? Because Chris isn't known to take any sort of drugs or pills or anything like that. So, who gave it to him and why? I have my theories, and I believe it was more than one person. I believe the original is not the same. I believe he took it with him the first time when he got there. I believe he had it on himself. However, I believe that she was given it again while they were at the beach. And I believe that someone gave it to him at that point. NK's mom's house and the address of Sacha Consulting, NK Company and black SUV in the driveway was her sister Stephanie and her dad's gray truck on the street. I wonder if he still has that truck. Probably not. I've also heard that was her truck that registered in her dad's name, but I don't know. Welcome to Team UnJustified, Amy. Thank you so much for joining the team. So glad to have you. Really appreciate this. Because as I said earlier, our little channel's got to struggling since I've been missing in action. She has not changed her looks at all. So you have seen her. I'm not surprised. She was at that age to where the looks really don't start changing a lot unless she was to do it purposely. And obviously she hasn't, because obviously you've seen her as early as 2019. So, doesn't sound like she's tried to disguise herself at all. It was Nate's mother-in-law's truck. Nate told the police when he brought the piece for the Xfinity security system to be downloaded. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, that makes better sense because obviously his mother-in-law's truck wouldn't be sitting right there. So that does make better sense. And you hear so much, you just, oh my goodness. Everything sounds like, yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, I've heard that. And then when you think about it, there's a little more into it that you had actually forgotten. Thank you for clarifying that, Darlene. Now, is this better? Can you hear me? I don't know what happened, but I unplugged my mic, plugged it back in, so hopefully it's working now. Okay, good. Okay. I don't know what happened. I got to get me a new mic, y'all. I just do. This is the Razor, and I'm just going to have to get another one. I don't know what happened to this one, but anyway, glad it's working again. I don't even know what I said when you guys couldn't hear me. I was just talking. Thank you, Elisa. Thank you. I don't know what happened to my blame mic. Okay, let's get Dave up here. I see him down here. He's going to chat with us for a moment. Hey, Dave.
G'day. I was only going to come on and help you with your mic issue. That's all I was doing. I was going to tell you to take yourself out of StreamYard as well and come back in. And actually, that helps. It's not your mic. It's not your mic. Don't go wasting money on buying a new mic. StreamYard does all crazy things. So it's not your mic. I've been dropped out on my own channel several times. So it's not your mic. Okay, it's StreamYard plays tricks.
Oh, okay. Isn't that ridiculous how much we have to pay for this every month, through StreamYard, and it doesn't even work half the time. It's ridiculous.
That's right. Exactly right. And there are people out there that they actually put you up on this list the other day as well that say we're only in this for the money. I can assure people the amount of expenses that are involved in actually having your own channel quite often far outweigh anything you can possibly make out of YouTube.
Oh, so, Lord, yes, Lord, yes.
I do all my thumbnails I do through Streamlabs, so I actually pay for that. I pay for StreamYards. I pay for several other things as well monthly, just to actually have a channel. So it's actually a very expensive exercise to have a channel that is professional, so to speak, more so than running a channel out of a bar and then criticizing people for having a channel, which is apparently what happened yesterday on somebody's live, that they criticised me and Larry that were only in here for the money, but was running the live herself from a pub. So it's quite interesting.
So yeah, I just read that a while ago. So that's when it was said, is in the whole bar scene live.
Apparently
That's
so.
terrible. I mean, I don't know what for the views and the money. I mean, like that. I don't know.
It's unbelievable. All I want is justice for the kids and my voice. The reason I started a channel is you can't be heard enough just in chat. If you want to be heard, you need to actually be heard so people can hear your views and your opinions and really get them out there. And that's why I started my channel.
I mean, I've never did a live from my phone. I have to get, I don't know, I'm funny. I had to have the whole setup, the mic, just everything. And I know a lot of people do go straight live from their phone, but sitting in a bar and then sitting there condemning someone else that actually puts time, materialistic things and everything else into having a good stream for their subscribers, but yet they're being ridiculed for making $6 a day. Really?
Yeah, that's it. And look, I can't. Like the super chats, they do really help. But what people need to realize is 30% of everything that you make on YouTube goes back to Google. So, you might see somebody give you $15 in a super chat. Well, 5 of it goes straight back to Google.
Oh yeah. Is that I see? I wasn't sure on the percentages because I didn't know, but I knew that I don't know. One month I had $130 worth of super chats, and I actually made 60 maybe or 70 from that. So I was like, wow, that's a pretty good percentage,
Yeah.
But
Oh, it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
So
So, yeah, I mean, we appreciate everything. I know that some creators, I will go into their lives and I'm like, wow, they're making bank, because you will see major super chats hitting. But at the same time, that ain't what it's about. I enjoy talking to you guys. I like learning stuff. I like us learning stuff together, and I just enjoy it. Like this stuff with the David, the drifter guy, right? Like I was going into different lives and listening to the things he said, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's not what he said here. And that's not what he said here. So I truly took a damn good 2 days trying to get different parts. And I know it's just a 30-minute video, but I wanted to show, look, something's not adding up here. So before you go believing everything you're hearing from this guy and the whole Nicole is contacting Chris, which she could be, but there's so many discrepancies around that. I mean, why? Can you tell me why Chris and Nicole would not be allowed to have contact with each other? Supposedly, Chris got in trouble because she was contacting him. Why?
well, there's no reason why she should. She's a victim, so there's no reason why she shouldn't be allowed to contact Chris. She's a victim, remember? She's
Well,
a victim
exactly.
and a witness.
So,
But there is a
how can
quick.
it get Chris in trouble if she writes him?
She can't. There's absolutely there's legally there's no reason why they actually can't be in contact with one another.
Right, right. I mean, she's not a felon. She's not an inmate. Even if she does have a protection order on him or vice versa, if she's the one initiating the contact, then why would Chris be, disciplined for her contacting him? And that is what David said he lost email privileges because of it.
Yeah, and I believe fully that the way he I mean, AD does a great job getting people onto his channel that have been in touch with Chris. He's very good at doing it, but that's the
Very good,
people.
yes.
He's very, very good at doing it, and he can't help it in the end what comes out of their mouth. You
No,
can't
absolutely not.
control what comes out of your guests' mouths that you actually have on your channel because those opinions don't belong to you; they belong to that person.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah,
all
he shouldn't catch heat for that. I mean, he is just getting the interview, no different than, say, I don't know, another big news reporter. That's what they do.
yes, exactly. And he obviously did research on him and found out he definitely was in prison with Chris, blah, 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 etc., etc. But I
Yeah,
think 3/4 of everything that came out of that David guy's mouth, he learnt on YouTube before he went on AD's channel.
yeah,
And that's
because
why he couldn't remember people's names. Like, he couldn't figure out whether it was Lana or Anna. He couldn't figure out, there was several things that he actually, I can't remember offhand, that he came out with that was something you would definitely have learnt on YouTube.
oh yeah,
If
and even the wording is exactly how it's been written in books or documentaries, or it's just too obvious. It's almost like the Josh guy I had on my channel, except Josh was claiming he worked with Chris. Well, this guy's in prison with Chris. Now, that's not disputed. I believe he absolutely was there. But as far as him actually corresponding with Chris, who knows, right?
And that also that news article, that Daily Mail news article, said she changed it. NK changed the name 3 years ago. Well, we know she didn't. She actually changed the name in October last year.
Yeah.
So that whole article was just, it was another deflection. It was just another deflection. Very similar to everything that Lana and KK say about the case is deflection, deflection, deflection. Larry had Lana on for 4 hours the other day, and every time NK was brought up, she had this bombshell news that she was going to drop about NK, but she never did. She didn't drop anything about NK, but that was her little comment she made in chat to get herself up on the panel. with Larry, and it worked. But and then she also stated that she was going to read out an email from DA Rourke back to her, which she never ever read out at all. So there's no reason why DA Rourke would actually even reply to Lana's request through Ronnie.
Yeah.
There's no reason and no legal reason why he would have to actually respond to her, because she wants to know what's going on with Chris Watts. Ronnie wants Chris's phone back. Well, we believe fully that there is an ongoing investigation into NK. So there's absolutely no way, shape, and form are they going to return Chris Watts' phone, because that is evidence. That is vital evidence if there is definitely another investigation going on into NK and others. So, and they don't have to give back Chris's phone. It doesn't belong to Chris anymore.
Mm-mm.
It's evidence.
It is evidence, but the case is closed.
But if there's an ongoing investigation, they can still
yeah,
hold that phone.
Yeah, there's so many things that do point to that. I agree. There's many things that points to there's still an investigation, more so than not. And the phone is just one of them. Do
Well,
you
look at the
think?
copyright strikes that everyone's been getting.
Oh my
That's a perfect
goodness!
example that can show to everybody there's something going on in this case.
Oh
There
my
still has to
goodness!
be, because you were the biggest victim of all the copyright strikes of any creator, and it was all associated with discovery and phone numbers and email addresses being published. That's pretty much what it came down to in the end.
Yeah,
But they were all public information released
right.
by Weld County to the actual public, and we are allowed to actually show all that. So whether it's
Well, Weld
NK,
send it to us. Weld is the one that sent it to us. It's
yeah,
not a secret. I've got the email. They sent it to me. Well, they sent me another one when I got all those strikes. So I don't know why I didn't even ask for it. But it's like they sent me another one and wanted me to use that one instead or something, which was very weird. Very
yeah,
odd.
yeah, absolutely. So I just wanted to put in my 2 bobs worth and say, I was trying to help you with your mic, obviously, and I've got to go and get myself ready for work now. But
Yeah.
thanks for having me on. And
Well, thank you for coming up to help me out. I don't know what happened. Yeah, you're right. It's StreamYard. It is StreamYard for
yeah,
sure.
it's StreamYard itself. Your microphone's perfect. You do not need to buy a new microphone. Do not waste your money, please.
Thank you.
Okay, and thanks everyone for being great in chat, and please support Kim and her other channel as well. She's an amazing creator, and she puts out great content for all of us to enjoy. Anyway, until next time, everyone, I'll see you all later.
Thank you so much, Dave.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So, yeah, Dave's a good guy. He came up to save the day when we got all quiet. Yeah, StreamYard likes to mess with us, which is very annoying. I'm confused why Lana wants NK fingerprints on the gift cards. She wants her. I did see that. I did see an actual photo of the gift card, and where Lana was saying that she has the gift cards. Those gift cards, to me, what do y'all think about those? Did y'all think it was odd that his name was actually embellished on the card and it had its own number? Because usually gift cards, like, they don't already have someone's name on them. Like, you go to Walmart, you buy a gift card, there's nobody's name on it, and when you get done with it and it's empty, you just throw it away. But these gift cards actually had his name embellished on them, and a number, an actual, debit card number. And it even said debit on it. So I kind of found that it's almost like one of those cards but it did say $250 at the top, the one I seen. Yeah, but it's almost, like a prepaid. And y'all remember that he was searching buying prepaid cards. You know, he did make those searches. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm confused with the gift cards too. I was just assuming it was just, uh, a gift card, like, I don't know, like Walmart, Belk, whatever. And when you get done with it, you throw it away. Well, you wouldn't throw these away, I don't think, because, like I say, they have his name on them. And just a basic gift card given to you doesn't already have your name on it. So I don't know. Let's see. Kim, can you please address what True Tam means when she said you sent her the unredacted discovery? Maybe. I mean, I can try. When I first started reading out the discovery, I wasn't going to do it because, as you can imagine, it's a job to tackle. But I had been seeing so much around at the time when I started reading it. People being just so rude to other people. You need to read the discovery. You haven't read the discovery. It's obviously you don't know the discovery. And a lot of people does not just have time to sit down and just read that word for word. That's a lot. And I've even heard people say, I can't see it. My eyes are not that well. A lot of people doesn't even have silent reading comprehension. They will have to read the same sentence 10 times before it'll actually sink in. So, my daughter's like that. So anyway, I was like, you know what? I'm going to ask, and if they want it, that's what I'm going to do. And everybody was very interested in all that said. So I started reading this discovery, right? And a few into it. Now, me and Tam has different thoughts on how this came to be. She says it happened this way, and I remember it happening another way. So I'm going to give you both because I don't want to get it wrong. My remembrance is I was reading it, and she had asked me or told me or something that she thinks I have the unredacted discovery. And I was like, really? I don't know. It's the one I downloaded way back. And she's like, yeah, can you send it to me? That's the way I remember it. Okay. Now she says it didn't happen that way, and I'm not calling her a liar, but that's just not how I remember it. How I remember it happening was that, and how Tam remembers it is, she said that I just told her I had the unredacted discovery. I believe is what she said. And asked her, did I want her, or did I want to send it to her? Did she want it? And I would send it to her. And I did. That is how Tam says she remembers it. I don't remember it that way. Either way, that's how it came to be. And so I did send it to her. And then she forwarded it on to Ronnie, and he couldn't open it. And so, yeah, I mean, that's that. But yeah, I hope that helped you, Mama Bear. It's been a while, but one of us was right. Either way, I did send it to her, yes. If mine is the unredacted, I'm still not going to say it is because I'm still not 100% certain that it was. But there is things in it that wasn't in others. But at the same time, that discovery is messed with so much. I said it a while back. You can download it today, and 2 months from now, there's going to be things missing in it that you got today. It's fascinating watching everything this case has put into motion like a game of telephone. So many rumors, people like us that know facts, we can literally watch how the rumors and lies unfold. Yes, absolutely. And I know you're just like me. All of you, a lot of times you're just shaking your head when you're hearing things. Like you're not even going to comment. Like you're just going to shake your head, let it blow over because somebody's going to call them on it. You don't even have to. maybe Lana's trying to buy his love, that just so desperate for attention, for the attention of Chris. Yeah, that guy, David, also said that it was Lana that was wanting $2,500 to get her boyfriend out of jail and that she wanted to marry Chris. I don't know about that story. Lana is not really into guys. So I was like, what? That don't even make sense, but did Discovery ever tell Chris's Google search? Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, what they could get, definitely. And we just went over that. We just went over Google searches in one of the newer parts that we just dropped. Yes, the battery, the search for battery, volcano. Lord, there was several. Yeah, Kelly, I do my best. Just, I do care about everybody's opinions, and I don't want to throw judgment or shade at no one, really. I think it's pointless, and it doesn't add to anything except drama, which is something that I can't stand. When all that drama started coming out, and I was getting struck left and right like lightning strikes every day, I backed out. I'm like, look, no, I'm not getting no part of this. I don't want no part of this. Several creators had written me and they were like, we're getting strikes too. What's going on? This is the Discovery. And I'm like, look, I tried to warn everybody to stay away from the Discovery for a little while. At the time all these strikes started happening with me was straight after everybody got back and settled from the Colorado trip. There were privacy complaints. So it's not just your regular report and run. These have to be done a certain way. You actually have to submit identity and proof to YouTube that your identity and privacy is being violated in this video before you can even submit it. You have to fill out a form and you have to submit that. Well, whose privacy was I violating? They never gave me the name of who hit me with these strikes, and I guess they never will, because they did tell me as well that those people have the right to privacy, obviously, so they're not going to tell me. However, it had to be someone in the Discovery, and the timestamp doesn't even matter, because a lot of the timestamps I wasn't even saying anything and it was on a blank space. So the timestamp is completely irrelevant. But it either has to be someone in the Discovery or someone with the power to speak for someone in the Discovery. So either way, I disputed it. I won. It's public record. And that's why I came back trying to finish the Discovery. But I don't think anybody's been struck down or anything as of recently. I know here a couple weeks ago or a week ago, there was still people getting hit on the Discovery, but just very recently, I don't think so. So maybe that's all smoothed over now. I hope so. Green dot doesn't have your name, does it? I don't know. I don't know, but this card that he had actually had like $250 up in the corner. So it definitely looked like a gift card you would buy for $250, right? But I found it odd that his name, number, and even saying debit, that just kind of, I don't know, that was kind of weird to me. I sure don't have time to read it again due to life with my sweet child. I appreciate you reading it so much because there's more I picked up on. You're very welcome, Amy, and thank you for listening to it. And actually, I read it to myself as well. And I'm going to tell you, when I started reading it out loud to you guys, I was picking up on things that I didn't get when I silently read it as well. And I believe it's because I probably just scammed over, and didn't actually take it all in. But when I'm reading it to y'all, of course, I'm going word by word. And so I'm taking in more. Like, what? Like, I don't remember this part. And you'll hear me say that a lot through the readings. It's very weird. It's the first discovery. It's redacted, but it's just the first discovery release. True Tam is confused. I haven't talked to True Tam in quite some time. Yeah. Yes, they're both very good channels. There's many good channels on this, on Watts Island. I'm just a little spit in the ocean over here. That's why I feel so good when you guys come and listen to me and support me, because I'm just a little spit in the ocean. I don't have all these tech skills of making these, fancy videos. I do the best I can, and believe it or not, it takes forever, even though mine are not near as fancy and professional as many others. It takes me forever, and I'm very picky. Even though it may not look like it, I'm super picky about where things will be added into the videos, and that's why it takes me so long. Someone tried to strike Dr. B using Plunder's email. Oh, wow. Well, yeah, there was someone that got struck using Sherilyn Cadle's email, I heard. It's insanity. Man, somebody's got, y'all remember that song, Too Much Time on My Hands? Definitely. Some of the people on this island has way too damn much time on their hands. I'm doing good to even get things done and post it on here, and then I got the other channel now that I'm trying to keep. I'm going to be putting breaking news on, so there's no way I would have time to run around just being a menace. And I don't know what people get out of it. Why can everybody just play nice with other channel creators? I know, right? If we could all just come together with all these mini theories we all have and just sit down, discuss it, talk about it, we might could come up with some big answers here. But no, we can't do that because we can't agree to disagree. We can't stop stepping on each other's toes, hating each other, piggybacking. It's just ridiculous. I wish it wasn't that way, but there is not a damn thing we can do about it because we've tried. It just doesn't work. Maybe they're trying to make everyone not know who to trust. Yeah, there's been also on here, I've seen where friends has turned to bitter enemies, just over a live, or stabbing each other in the back. It's not friends, it's frenemies. They were never friends. They were frenemies. Period. Yeah, I'm just all confused with this David guy. I don't know. I don't know what it is about him. He's just completely confused me. And I believe some of what he says. I kind of believe David may have been coerced just a little bit. And I will say this before anybody assumes I'm thinking it. I don't think it was by Armchair Detective. I do not. I think that Alan just got him on his channel, and Alan was just as anxious to hear what he had to say as the next person. I mean, he was. But I got my ideas of who could have coerced him into keeping his story very interesting. But I do believe that he may have been coerced. He said that he just took it upon himself to contact Daily Mail. I kind of think he was maybe coerced to do that as well. That's me thinking. You know, I mean, he's been in prison for a long time, back and forth, back and forth. So how would he even know? Oh, let's look up a good site to write and tell my story to. I don't think so. I think somebody kind of pushed him in that direction. See you later, Tam Tam. You have a good day, girl. And have fun with them granddaughters. Mine just got off the bus recently as well. She's going to have archery here shortly. Do you mean to report a privacy complaint? Absolutely. Yes, you do. You have to submit ID of some sort to show that your privacy has been violated in a video. Absolutely. You can't just hit report and run. Not on a privacy complaint. Now you can on like I don't even know what I mean, I don't run around reporting stuff, but I don't even know what all you can report on. I know there's several different areas that you can flag people on, but I know with the privacy one, you absolutely have to show identity. Easter Gym, wanting up on panel. Sorry, I don't know who you are. If you will, turn your camera on and let me see you. Okay. I see you, girl. Okay. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm sorry. I have to definitely look now because I had a situation on one of my lives one time.
No, that's the way to do it. Very smart.
Oh, how are you doing?
Good, good. I was curious because it was in the chat. Some people were, I know you had a month hiatus. I was listening to your latest video that you aired. I listened to it this morning and I hope you enjoyed it. And I don't know if you're familiar with, Kraft and Barnes and the mysterious case files. Something, I mean, I'm not a member, so I
Yeah,
was
I know
kind of,
Crafton. I know Crafton. Yeah. I haven't seen him in a long time, but yeah, I know who you're talking about. Mysterious
yeah,
Case Files. Brittany, right?
yeah.
I don't really know anything about her.
They were, sister channels, so to speak, and they explained it really well. So just keep in mind, I'm not a member. I don't watch the other, their private videos, but apparently what they explained was J for jaundice, they call her, struck
Yeah.
them both. They both got struck by her at the same time, and that's what kind of made them friends. That mutual enemy. So while they were on their little break, they became really close. Well, yeah, pretty close friends with her, and so close in fact that she is to kind of help her clean up her channel. And then, apparently, Blair, Heather, that was like one of her members or her administrator. It was weird. Yeah, it was a lot. I was just wondering if you knew of any of that.
Um, I don't know a lot of that. No, I didn't. I didn't even know that Crafton and the Brittany. I didn't even know they were like sister channels. Now I had no clue. See, I don't really know Brittany. She
Yeah.
had came on Cher's channel a few times or something, and then I don't know. There was an issue with them, but I really don't even know her. Crafton, I know back from way back when Josh was on my channel, and he was making some parodies of Josh. But
I
wow,
don't
I
know about
didn't
Josh.
know.
I love his parodies. I mean, that's what got me hooked. I wish I knew
Yeah,
who
yeah, I
Josh
did
was so
too.
I could laugh about
Josh is the
it.
guy
Yeah.
that was on my channel acting like Chris Watt's coworker.
Oh yes, I w- I'm so
Yeah,
sorry that happened to you. I remember getting so
yeah,
excited for that and preparing for it, and I had I took a shower. Yeah, the next
oh
day
my
we found
God.
out that it was all fake.
Oh my God, it was
He was
terrible.
very.
I still catch
I
hell
mean,
for that.
to be fair, he was very convincing. But the first red flag for me was while he was getting blood, he started lying about it. Like he said he's lied to the nurses about something. Like, oh, that's what it
Yeah,
was. My sister's having a baby right now. I just thought that was weird. Like you could just be like, I don't know. I don't know.
yeah, and there was it didn't take long before I was like, wait a minute, wait just a damn
Mhm.
minute, and the chat was just all about him, and I was like, well, maybe I'm wrong, let me just, and I just kept on and let him do it, and then yeah, that wasn't a good idea, but hey, it happened. I can't do nothing about it,
And what
and
was it that gave you the weird vibes? Was it when you saw the Photoshop picture?
actually the picture he sent me of him and Shanann, it was the same picture, but the photoshopping was done a hell of a lot better, to the point to where I didn't question it a lot. I just didn't. And I didn't know his Facebook at the time. I didn't know his last name because his YouTube channel was something Stratocaster or something like that. So I didn't even know his last name. So I just, the photo I seen was better, I guess,
Mhm.
but it was still Photoshop, obviously. But he had written songs about Shanann and the whole situation over there. And this was months prior, and I listened to his songs. I was like, and then people would come up in the chat and they were like, "Oh yeah, I know where you live. You have the trampoline in your yard." And they would
Jeez.
coincide and talk to each other. So I'm like, well, hell, they know him. Then he sends me a video of Nicole's office and him walking around the Anadarko yards. So I'm like, well, y'all want to come
Mm.
on panel and talk to us?
I
And
mean, it would have been an interesting interview. Like, A for effort. You did good. But yeah, I see in the chat. Um, I'm also known as Brenda Quid. I'm sure some of you know who I am. Like, I'm not a troublemaker. I don't have a channel or anything.
oh
Community.
yeah,
The reason why
it,
I had Easter Gem is because CK, she had her like ask CK questions, and I wanted to get on panel and ask her about something about my job.
yeah.
But yeah, I forgot to change the name, so that's who I am.
Okay, okay. Well, you know what? I
Yeah.
have to do that. I had that one live I had. You probably seen it where the guy, yeah, that was not good. So I'm
I
like,
didn't see that part. Yeah, I remember you rebutted against it. I didn't. The chat wasn't active by the time I rewatched it, so you're good. I just saw. Yeah, so there's no evidence about what happened, so I wouldn't
yeah.
worry too much. I mean, if it makes you feel better, there was somebody asking Critical K a question. They were saying like a sob story, and then out of nowhere, they just started making fart noises.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. On her channel. Yep. Good
Yeah,
Lord.
I'm not gonna lie. I started. I'm not like a super biased person. I work so much that like I don't have teams. It's funny. It's like a rivalry and all of that. So like it started with AD, and then it got kind of you know you know and then so imagine I was like really into AD and his facts and his theory, and then I switched to Miss Mensa, and I just love the transition, which she hasn't been on for like a month now, and I've just been hiding in chats. This is the first time I've been on panel. I've been on her panel a couple of times, and
Right. Wow. I heard Mensa actually took a 180.
I was the one that did that. I was the one that did that. You
Oh,
know why?
oh my
Yes. And
God.
she's never been on live anymore. So I have to
Really?
go. Yeah, I have to go soon. So I'll do this really quick. So yeah, she was just talking, at first just about the CPS and just, the abuse of the children, the same thing. And
Yeah,
that's her spiel. That's her effect. It's
right,
not that she's bashing Shanann. It's just like, what happened with the kids? That's
right.
her angle, and I really admire that about her. And then out of nowhere, I just came in, and that was, wow, it was such a long time ago. It was when the 34 Chris was still happening, and it was exposed that the head chair, or the board of directors, because it was a 501c3, a nonprofit organization, and you need a board of directors for such an organization. And the head committee chair, whatever you want to call her, was none other than her buddy that she's been, defending for so long, Cindy Watts. And she just,
Oh,
it,
wow.
and she's never been on since. It was a weird, yeah. I kind of feel bad because, yeah, I haven't seen her. So I don't
Oh,
know.
so did she talk about this on her channel? I need to go listen to that.
Yeah, just it was the last live that we had.
Oh my
Um,
goodness.
yeah, and I wasn't even on panel or anything. I was on my way to work, so I just put it on the chat, and she's no. It's a cool, yeah, you have to listen to it. But listen, I have to go. It was a pleasure meeting you. I really like you. You're very sweet.
Yeah, it's really good to meet you too. Thank you for coming up.
Absolutely. I'll be listening in later on.
Okay, hon.
All
Come
right,
back
bye bye.
out
I
anytime.
will.
Bye-bye.
Awesome.
Well, that was cool. It was good to meet her. Anybody else want to come up and chat with me? People love to mess genuinely good people. Your goodness is threatening to them. Some people cannot even be in the presence of real people without having a complete meltdown. Yeah. Yeah, that's very true. Some people just I don't know. I like to keep things real, I like to keep it real. Many times I'll agree to disagree. And I try not to, even if I agree to disagree, and I can see already that our opinions is going to differ greatly. Depending on how I've taken you, it will depend on if I will even tell you my opinion. Most of the time, I can foresee there will be an issue, and so I'll just be like, oh, okay, and I'll move right along because it is completely pointless to sit and argue a fact. It's just, why? COVID shot. I still don't have a COVID shot either. That was just unreal though when I heard about that. Miss Mensa, and I know most of y'all know who she is. And I heard that she had taken that complete, total 180 away from the Watts. Like, from the best I remember, they were saying that she was really going at Jamie the hardest. So, and I still haven't went and checked that out, but I'm going to when I get time. That was Brenda. She's a member here. She's awesome. She was using the name Easter Gem today, but her name is Brenda. There's really not. My mom used to say you're just fighting a losing battle. It's the truth. I mean, if somebody is absolutely dead set on their opinion and nothing you say is going to sway them, no matter what you show them, what you convince of them, they will have a reason why their opinion is right and yours is wrong. It's pointless. It is completely pointless. So there's no point in even arguing about it. Thank you so much, Sherry. I truly appreciate that. That's very sweet of you. Very much appreciated. Miss Chronic Chronicles. Thank you. Thank you for your support, hon. Kathy, I know, right? I was shocked too when I heard it. And when I heard about it, I was actually going to go run and check it out. I don't know. Something caught me off guard. I didn't get to do it. And then I forgot about it. Story of my life. Like my train of thought is literally Nemo, on Finding Nemo. Like on that little fish. That is my train of thought. It really does that. And so I completely forgot about it till she just mentioned it. Now I've got to go check it out. But yes, she took a complete 180 from the way I understand it. And she is, she's more on Shanann's side. I mean, she's completely on Shanann's sides now, I guess, from what I've heard. But yeah, I got to check it out as well. I work with the public every day, and my job was an essential business and high risk. I didn't catch COVID. I don't have a fear of it because I was working during the height of the outbreaks here. That's good that you did. And the essential workers, yeah, they risk every day. They was risking everything. My husband's a truck driver, and so he was right there with you. That's an essential as well, obviously. They really didn't get any special treatments. I know that. Look how sweet you are, Steve. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it very much. Yeah, luckily, none of us ever got it either. No, none of the truck drivers got it where my husband works. I actually don't know anyone that, well, my cousin or my husband's cousin passed away a few weeks ago and they said it was COVID. But, I don't know. Other than that, I don't know anybody that had COVID either. Personally, I know there's many people online I talked to that did and they recovered fine. There was in the paper, many people that passed away, unfortunately. So I'm not going to sit here. I know many people say, oh, it's scam. It's a scam. It's scamdemic. And I don't know. I'm not going to say that because I don't know. I mean, you can't really say that because you could be saying that to somebody that have a loved one pass away with it. And obviously in their world, it damn sure wasn't a scam. So I'm just glad to say that none of us, luckily got it. Well, thank you, Miss Chronic. And he will appreciate that as well. When he was out there was many restaurants that were closed down, the truck stops. They were actually having to pump fuel, of course, at the tank. And you couldn't go in and this and that. And I was seeing on TV as well as online where you could, there's only so many places where you can pull those big trucks. You can't just pull up and park. And so there was many online saying that you could pull up into the truck stop area and call and they would, like a curbside thing. But that never happened for him. He was always just told, yeah, we don't do that. So I was just trying to pick him, packing big lunches and whatever while he was out there during all that. It's a lot better now, but in the beginning it was really bad. Yes, it's a cat in the background. Lord have mercy. Everybody knows me and my cat. I got 2 cats and they're both girls. And they literally can't stand each other. They will sit and just look at each other and just do that. It's like they bitch at each other all the time. And now we have another cat, and it's worse. And they named her Sir Meows a Lot. Sir Meows a Lot. So yeah. Okay, I've heard a couple of different questions here. So can someone answer this for me? Because I haven't heard if it has ever been cleared up or not. Okay, the whole 35C, the whole Colorado trip, blah, blah, blah. My question is, I know that it was all stopped. I know that. But I heard that it was either, the first thing I heard was Chris called everything off, stopped everything, didn't want it done. Is just going to live out his time in prison. All this. I think it came from Cadle, I think. And then later on, I heard it wasn't Chris at all. It was Chris's family that got mad at Chris, and so they pulled out. But see, I heard Chris was mad at his family, and then I heard his family was mad at him. Does anybody know what happened? I mean, for real? Thank you so much, Holly. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Sometimes I feel like you guys probably get so bored just sitting here listening to me ramble. But I really thank you very much for the extra support to the channel. I truly do. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Actually, that is when I heard it the very first time was Lana. She was actually on a live and she was talking about that it wasn't Chris, I think, that called it off. It was actually his family. And Chris is not going to throw his family under the bus again. And I was like, okay, what the hell happened now? And then the next thing I hear is, oh no, it wasn't Chris. It was the Wattses. They have said they're not going to deal with it no more. I don't know. I was just wondering if anybody knew what in the hell actually happened. Because I'm thinking the 35C isn't hitting or happening anymore. But then, you know, some people thought it was just a distraction. That, yeah, the 35C is still happening, but they threw all that out there to keep people from talking about it, calling attorney's office, calling this, calling that, stirring up a bunch of stuff. Whereas if everybody just thought it wasn't going to happen, they would back off of it. So, you know, which makes sense that they would, you know, that does make sense. That is a possibility. Oh, Lana said that, but then backtracked on it. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. Yeah, and Nicole was supposed to get arrested. Was it last week or this week? And that was coming from, I think, Cadle, right? I haven't heard her getting arrested. However, the whole big bombshell came out that Chris is still talking to her. Is that the bombshell that Cadle was talking about? No, because I kept hearing she was going to be arrested. I don't know. I don't believe any of them. I don't believe anything either unless I hear it. I mean, unless I see proof of it. And that's why I really haven't even made a video or talked much about this, guys, because, you know, I don't know. Unless I can see proof of it, I'm like, I feel like I'm just running around out here, you know, talking the same gossip everybody else is talking, ad-libbing, you know. Yeah, Dave was just telling me that she was in Larry's live, which, no, I haven't watched that either. That's another one I need to watch. But how did that happen? Like, I wish Larry was here, because how did that happen? Like, I would have never, I don't know. Things happen while you're away, and then when you come back, you're like, damn. Like Mensa, right? Who would have ever thought that would happen? I truly think Chris finally came clean to his family and they dropped everything, and or so any other family members don't go to jail. Yeah, that's a good point, Dave. Really good point. You know, and I also think, and I was talking to someone else about this recently, I'm not going to call her name, but you all know her. But anyway, we were talking, and I think that it's very close to being right, Dave. Really, I do. I also think that Chris blames his family, not so much for the physical, for what physically happened, but for what mentally happened to him. Because he's had a lot of time to think while he's been locked up. Lots of time to think. You know, he's not routine work, kids, you know. So now he has nothing else to do. So I think putting all of these together, I think in a sense, maybe he kind of blames his family for some of the mental pressure. And, telling him what they didn't like about Shanann or this, that, or the other. And it kind of got in his head. And in a sense, he would feel justified for doing what he did by his family. His dad's his hero. We all know that. But it doesn't sound so much like it was his dad that was always giving him hell and saying how bad Shanann was and what she did. This was bad and that was bad. It really wasn't him. It was the mom and sister. But there again, it also does seem like that Ronnie would pretty much agree with anything they say either way. So I think a lot of it, yeah, maybe with all this thinking, maybe Chris does actually blame them a lot of the mentality part of what he did on his family, because there was something said as well as him and Jamie got into a big, huge argument. And, the jail actually, or the prison actually had to stop the call. It got that out of control. Don't know if that's true, but it was absolutely said by more than one person, and a couple of the sources was pretty damn reliable. Yeah, I remember that day Jamie said she wished she could go back on the porch and keep Chris there. That was the day this plan was finalized. Yeah, she did say that, just completely out of the blue. It makes you wonder what was so special about that day on the porch. And another thing about it is, I don't know if you guys had the opportunity to actually, because Ronnie's hard to understand. I mean, that's just a given. He is. I don't know if you had the opportunity to look at his interview that I put the subtitles to, which took me forever. Lord have mercy. I would have to rewind and re-listen and rewind. But anyway, I managed to do it. And there's several things that he says in that really stuck out to me. And one of them being, well, in the very beginning, he said they asked him, and this is before Chris ever confessed, right? This is the day Ronnie got to Colorado and picked up at the airport, walked straight into the Frederick Police Department, and he had his little interview, right? Before the confession. And they asked Ronnie, do you think that Shanann may do something to the girls? He didn't even hesitate. He just said, no, I don't. No. She loves those kids. He had already been saying, how much Chris loved his kids. But he's like, no hesitation, no. She would never hurt the kids. She loves those kids. And then they ask him, well, do you think she might do something to herself? And he said, well, now that I don't know. Something along those lines. So in other words, he was pretty much saying now she might do something to herself, but she wouldn't ever hurt the kids. Okay, that's one thing. Another thing that stood out to me was when he was talking about when Chris and Shanann were in North Carolina. And he said they were only 5 minutes away from each other. Like one of them was at the North Beach and one of them was at the South Beach. He said, well, we're only 5 minutes away and still couldn't see our grandkids. And then the investigator asked him, said, well, who went to the beach? And here is what he said. My son-in-law, my grandkids, not Shanann's kids, and he named the other 2 grandkids, Cindy and me. Now keep in mind, he did say the son-in-law went. However, he never said Jamie's name, which is odd. It looks like he would have said her first before the son-in-law or with the kids, but no, he never said Jamie's name. And I don't think it was just a random, oh, well, I just forgot to mention her name, because when he's talking about other things, like the barbecue, he mentions her name several times. So he's pretty keen on remembering names and who's there and what's going on. He's pretty keen at that. You got to give him credit there. but he didn't mention her being at the beach. Okay, there's lots of speculation because Shanann got very sick while they were at the beach. So there's lots of speculations that Jamie may have gave him some of that oxy, the oxy at the beach. But personally, I don't think Jamie was at the beach with them because he didn't say her name at all. Did y'all get my super chat? No one acknowledged. Oh no. I'm sorry, Holly. Yeah. Actually, I think my mic was probably messed up again, Holly, but I seen that back, and I thank you very much for that. I truly appreciate it, honey. And I'm glad you said something because obviously my mic was messed up. But I did, and I do want you to know how much I truly appreciate it. The extra support to the channel, it helps so much. And thank you for telling me that my mic was fizzed out again, because I do want you to know how much I appreciate that. Absolutely. Ronnie is not sweet and innocent. I believe he did the note in car on the way to the police station. I don't know why that note wasn't given. Like Ronnie was showing the doll photo, and I just don't get why they held that note so long. I don't get that. It looks like Cindy would have been waving that note across, the top of her head going, look, she's unstable just like we told you. So I don't know. I don't know why they held that note out so long. And yeah, it could have been written then. I mean, don't know when it was written. The date to me looks different, like someone else's handwriting, but it may not be. But it looked like it was different or written at a different time. The doll photo really gets to me. It makes me question a lot of things. Yes, that doll photo is very creepy. It really is. And it's not talked about that much for the simple fact that, I don't know, you just really don't know what to say about it. It's very creepy. Like, you can look at all of these pictures of the kids playing with that doll, or that doll's just all over the house, standing up in a corner. It's just all everywhere. But that is the only picture where it's covered up like that. And a lot of people says, well, maybe the kids did do it. Well, I guess that's a remote possibility. However, you would think if the kids did it, as many thousands of pictures as we've seen over in the corner, in the floor, something, you would have seen it that way before, except just that one time. Yeah, Sandy did start a cooking channel. You know what? And she made some Easter bread, and I made that Easter bread as well, y'all. I did. I used her recipe, and I made it. It was really good, but I used lemon because I had no idea what aniseed is. But I looked it up, and it said it tasted like licorice, and I'm not a fan of licorice. But I made the Easter bread. It's really good, really easy to make too. So yeah, she does, and she keeps it interesting, and she's a very good teacher too. Oh, I got the grandbaby. Yeah, I think the note was, I think the date was probably added later myself. I did a whole video on that, and I don't think the date was added at the same time either. I still don't get why Cindy Watts was not, or why even Ronnie didn't call Cindy and go, hey, email me that letter or fax that letter up here, because he was trying his best to show things on his phone or anything he could to show that Shanann was unstable, right? Well, that note definitely, but they hold it out till the plea. Well, that's ridiculous, because that's just going to definitely make it look premeditated. And the defensive team is like, no, we don't, no, put that up. We don't need that. It's only going to make things worse. Well, I don't know how it's going to make it worse. He's already taken the plea. It's going to be the same no matter what. No, I didn't say that, Jessica. I can see I've got a lot of catching up to do. Dorothy, hey girl. Good to see you. After everything playing out like it has, my theory, I will stick to it. I was right on from the get-go. I'm so happy. I pat myself on the back. It's a lot simpler than anybody even wants to look at. Yeah. Well, you're going to have to come up and tell us that theory at some point, Dorothy. I believe that he's told Jamie. I think of the whole family, definitely I believe Jamie knows the truth. I do. I truly do. A lot of people says that he's told his dad the whole truth. His mom, I don't know, but I can assure you that I believe that Jamie definitely does know. I don't know why I feel that way, but I do. See, Ronnie was asked, is Jamie and Chris very close? Are they very close as brother and sister? Ronnie kind of hesitated a sec, and he was like, well, lately they are. So, why lately? Obviously, that tells me that in the past, with her being so much older, they really weren't that close. But then he has noticed lately they're pretty damn close. I found that to be kind of telling. Hello, Baked Cake. How are you today? Hope you're doing good. Good to see you here. He actually told them 2.5 years ago, and they refused to accept it. Yeah, that's true. Cadel said that he told them when Cindy said, we just want the truth. I think Chris said that as well. He told them, you will find out the truth when you read the book. Well, the book's pretty damn telling, okay? And that is true. They just refuse to accept it. Yeah, it seems like everything that maybe he has told them, they have found a reason why that it can't be true, right? no, it can't be like that, Chris. There's got to be something else, and it's like they kind of try to persuade him for what he's saying that's not true. And then Chris eventually comes up and is like, well, yeah, and he's trying to change things around. Sherry, thank you. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome today, really. Thank y'all so much for the extra support to the channel. Holly, again, thank you so much. I truly appreciate y'all's support. I truly do. And the thumbs up, the super chats, the stickers, you guys are great. Totally amazing. Okay, in one of our chats, I'll go up on panel and I will tell you my theory. If I'm justified to let me, of course you can. Of course you can. Cindy and Chris were doing everything they could to make Shanann look unstable. And Ronnie and Jamie helped. Yeah. Yes. I agree. I think Chris talked a lot of, from the way all of Chris's friends spoke of Shanann, it's like, I don't know, it's like he subtly threw hints at him that she was mean to him or something like that, because it's like every one of his friends had an issue. Like the people he really talked to would say subtly derogatory things about Shanann. But Chris was just amazing, right? But then when you talk to the people that really knew Shanann, the people that hung out with her, they seen things in a totally different light. However, none of them had a bad word to say about Chris either, which led you to believe if they were actually trying to make Shanann look amazing and Chris look bad, then they would have said something a bit, derogatory on Chris. They didn't. They said good things about him as well. I definitely think Chris and his family and NK definitely had everything to do with it. And I wonder if NK's father did as well, since he supposedly got some sort of power behind the scenes. I don't know. It's hard to say. I've heard a lot about him and the different things and different, even organizations and money and all kinds of stuff surrounding this guy. It's like a big mystery. And now it's even out there that they actually have another last name that's not even Kessinger. It's I think it was Garcia or something. So yeah, there's lots of things around that. That's for certain. I have a question I'd like to ask about NK's first 2 interviews I've been wanting to ask for a long time and hear opinions on. Well, ask away, hon. Maybe some of us can have an answer. Can't promise it, but maybe. Everybody, don't forget to hit the thumbs up, please. Yes, I really would appreciate that. Yes, all the extra support to the channel. You guys are amazing, really. We got the best team. I say we might be able to spit those. Don't matter. Don't matter. We still got the best team. Got to my bedroom now, so good night and thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here, Callie. Really glad you can make it, girl. Really glad we could all kill some time this afternoon. I feel like I'm stepping on toes right now, and somebody else is probably having a live, and I hate that. That's why when I seen that there wasn't anybody doing one earlier but Critical K, and assumed she was probably talking on something different anyway, that's why I jumped on. But now, with it being 5 o'clock, guarantee you someone else is, and I don't want to take away from other creators, who's normally over there with them. I always feel bad about doing that. I do believe that we will never find out the truth about anything or everything that happened. I don't think we will either. I just don't ever see it happening. Chris's dad doesn't believe Chris knows what happened in its entirety. I mean, that is really what he believes. And also, Chris's dad is more, or the last time I spoke with him now, it could have changed since, but the last time I spoke with him, he didn't think NK was Little Miss Innocent either. And I don't know what his reasons for thinking or believing that is, because he wouldn't really clarify or elaborate too much. He just gave me some, reasons that we've all had, the pain and the questions, the photo of the flowers, just different things, right? So that's really the only reason he would elaborate, but I think there may be more, but he just wouldn't say. Have a history of changing their names. Yes, Garcia was their last name. See, that's what I've been hearing too. Annette Garcia is Dwayne's stepdad's last name. Garcia is Dwayne's stepdad's last name. Well, do you remember in the Discovery, that red car? And I know, oh my God, the red car. Don't talk about the red car. But really, there was a red car in the Discovery, and the caller was very, very adamant that that red car was involved somehow in this Watts case when he called in the abandoned car. And it was a maroon Grand Am. And when they pulled up the registration on the car, it was to it was a Hispanic last name. I'm not sure. I can't remember what it was. I need to go back and look in that and see, was it Garcia? That would be very interesting. And then they actually went to the residence where the car was registered to, and nobody had lived there for like months and months. And nobody, to my knowledge, ever claimed that red car. And this caller was adamant that that car was involved. I mean, he mentioned it several times. So, and I'm not getting in on the whole red car scenario. I'm just saying, there was a red car there. I've never really talked on red cars and shadows and all this and that, but I mean, it is there. I mean, it is in the Discovery, and I don't know. I don't know. I've never made a video on a red car or a shadow or a ponytail. And many people have different beliefs and all that. And many people see very different things and all that as well. So I ain't even going to get in on that. I ain't even going to talk about the ponytails and such as that. Because, hey, I've looked at it a certain way and say, I'll be down. That is a ponytail. And then those old pictures where you tilt your head the other direction? It's like, no, that ain't a ponytail. That's something else, turn the picture upside down. You know what I'm talking about, the way you can tilt things different. You see something different. Oh, my goodness. I just don't. That home they tracked it to had been abandoned. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and yeah, it is a red car. I mean, I don't know. It was never said. Actually, it was in the Discovery. It said that it wasn't. They couldn't find where it was connected to the case at all. But I mean, how did they how did they check to see if it was just with the VIN number in the house? I don't know. It didn't say they got any DNA or anything. I mean, but why would they? So, I don't know. Does make you wonder. Vicky, was it a Garcia that car was? Lord have mercy. See, when you see stuff like that, and then you hear that the Kessingers are also the Garcias, and then the red car is registered to a Garcia that completely vanished, abandoned not only his car that night, and that's a fact, also abandoned his house. Rabbit hole much again. See, it's just Lord have mercy. So see, that makes it even more of a WTH, right? Girl, you're not. This is where we want to be. We miss out on your lives because there's you don't want to step on people's toes. Yeah, I hate to do that. You know, like I know AD has a live like at some point around this time, and I would hate, to be stepping on his toes, or you guys be like, yeah, I want to go see that one, but you know what I mean, But it's hard as hell. I mean, it's hard to schedule a live and do a live when truly every time you look, somebody's having one, and it's like, damn, where am I going to put myself in here? I want to talk to my people too, I miss my people too. Thank you so much, Broken Dishes. This extra support to the channel, y'all just don't know how much it means to me. I do appreciate it. Just too many loose ends in this case that have never been explained. So true. Now we're all on this Garcia red car. And it's crazy that I'm even talking about that red car because I've always been the one that like, look, I don't want to talk about no red car. That's just, that's a metaphor. Yeah, we see the car, but I don't think it has nothing to do with it. And then now, I don't know. Now, with this whole Garcia thing coming up, and the car was registered to a Garcia, and the damn caller was like, I promise you, I'm pretty certain that this red car is connected to this Watts case. They're even saying, well, why do you say that in the discovery? I read it. Why do you say, why are you so adamant that it's connected to this case? And he's like, well, because, and he tells us whole reason why. Oh my goodness. Welcome to Team UnJustified, Tam Tam. Glad to see you being a member, girl. All you members, don't forget, Wednesday nights, members only lives we have. I haven't had one in the past couple of weekends because, well, all this craziness. But we're going to pick them back up next week, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. I always have the link in the community tab on the page. Yeah, it's a very, very odd thing. It's almost too much of a damn coincidence, really. It was actually the grandson of Dwayne's stepdad. Like the red car belonged to the grandson of Dwayne's stepdad. Is that what you're saying, Alicia? Wow. Okay. Yeah, I hadn't heard. I mean, did somebody get some proof of that, or like some, or is that what's just being said out there, or? I hear you, girl. I hear ya. All these names run right together, don't they? Good. Holly, thank you so much. Y'all are just too nice. So much appreciated. Yes, Broken Dishes, that's why we all watch and wonder. Yeah, it is. It is. Like we're all sitting around like, what's going to happen today? And we'll see Atlanta Live or something. And even though people's like, oh, I don't want to watch her, they're like, damn, I got to watch her and see what she's got to say. I mean, really, I know we all do, right? When I got time, I will. If not, I'll be like, I'm going to watch this later. I'm definitely going to watch it later. Listen to my cat, y'all. Ah. Thank you so much, True Crime. I appreciate that. Like, I'm always amazed when people actually like want to listen to me. Man, I wish my grandkids wanted to listen to me that much. Like, we would have some 4.0 kids in here. We'd have some scholars graduating in the 10th grade. They won't listen to me. AD has enough people watching him. He definitely gets the viewers, that's for sure. He keeps it very interesting, though. You know, I know he does. He's good at what he does. You know, he's really good at that. I wished I was better, like, at interviewing. Right? Like, I've had a few people I want to come on the channel, but it's crazy because when I get them on here, I'm so excited to talk to them and get them on here. I'm like, my damn mind goes blank. Even if I've written it down, I'm still like, what? Tracking that red car, the title had been put in the grandson's name. He was also affiliated with the house. The car tracked too, and he had abandoned the house. That is all there is on it. So the owner of this red car, boy, I'm so confused. Okay, the owner of this red car, just in a nutshell, is kin to Dwayne Kessinger. So that's been confirmed somewhere, right? But they abandoned their house, and they abandoned that car as well. I don't think anybody ever even picked it up. Just left it there. It got towed and was abandoned. The red car was actually found. It was, I want to say it was 52. It was somewhere really close to the house. But on like a main road, not like on the little suburb, you know, circle or whatever. It was like on the main road. I'm pretty sure. Like going into the subdivision, I believe. I'm gonna have to go back to that part of discovery. Alicia, all this is very interesting, that this information you've got about this. Really, it is. It's really interesting to me. If you actually take screenshots or have, you know, that's what I was thinking with 52. It's pretty close. But if you've actually got some screenshots or websites or something that can point me to this information about it being, you know, kin to the Kessingers, that would be awesome, because I would really love to dig into that on, you know, what you can give me and just start opening doors and going on deeper into that. Because even though I have never really put a whole lot of thought into the red car, when I started hearing that the Kessingers were actually Garcias too, and then it bounced me back to remember that car and how adamant the caller was that it was, I don't know, part of this case. I would really like to open that rabbit hole and either, you know, prove it or debunk it. That would be amazing, right? Okay, Larry and Dave. No, okay, I need to talk with them about that. I just want to see, you know, I just want to see it. I want to see the proof. And then I want to take that proof and try to open some doors into some more proofs to where I can either get a debunk or a sealed, this is fact kind of thing. So I definitely need to get with Larry and Dave on that. I was kind of shocked Lana was on Larry's show, really. But I know a completely different way. I know someone who worked on this case very, very well. Wow, okay. Well, that's very interesting too, Alicia. Really interesting. Yeah, give them my email and love to talk to them, or you, or yeah, love to talk about that. Yeah, the one the neighbor took the picture of. Well, they found the shell casings, but I've never, in my own mind, actually linked that to this case. I thought it was just a fluke that, it just so happened around the same time. I've never actually, in my mind, linked the gunshots and the shell casings into this case. However, there's plenty of room to be wrong in theories in this case, but that's me. So glad to see you here, Vanessa. We've already been here about 2.5 hours, but I'm glad that you did make it into one. We're actually probably fixing to wrap this one up, because I've got to feed the family out there, but I'm glad you made it in here. Maybe you can catch the replay. It's already gotten pretty long, but hopefully you can. Yeah, we don't want to get anybody in trouble. Definitely not. Absolutely not. Don't want anybody in trouble. I don't want to put anybody on the spot. I don't want to pressure anyone. But if anybody ever, has information or solid proof you can show me, of email me. I don't want to, and you want to tell me, I'm not going to pressure you to, but if you want, just feel free to email me. I'll go ahead and put that email address up there. So just in case, I think everybody already knows my email, but maybe some doesn't. I always thought a gun was involved. A lot of people do. A lot of people think there was actually, some threatening going on with the gun and the shell casings. And it's a possibility, that it really is. So a lot of people do think that. There was a truck and a red car that the neighbor saw him. Yeah, I know Betty saw the little gray truck. God, there's just so much. There's so many rabbit holes and wormholes and doors to open and doors to shut. Wow. Great to see you here, Victoria. Glad you made it. Like I was just telling we've already been in this one about 2.5 hours, so we're probably fixing to wrap it up, but hopefully you can catch the replay. So glad you could make it here, though, and catch the ending of it. Your name, especially if that's your real name. Yeah, we want everybody to be really safe. We do. We don't, many people uses, well, I'm unjustified, of course on my Facebook, everybody knows my name, and that's fine. I mean, I'm pretty much an open book, but you do got to think safety, right? There's some crazies out there. There really is. So just because you're not being Scotch tape transparent, sometimes you have to watch your own back. and be smart too. Like I've heard people say, I'll give you my social security number. I'll give you my address. I ain't going to. I ain't going to do that. I'm transparent enough. Why do I even? I'm not running for president. You know, there's no reason for my life history to be out here. You know, I ain't running for president. I ain't running for office. However, I think we all know each other well enough to know who we can believe out here, who we can trust. For the most part, you always got to watch back. But I'm also not going to walk around being a piece of, you know, saran wrap either. Because you got to think about your privacy online, period. So, you know, I don't have anything to hide, but at the same time, there's some crazies in the world. And you never know when they're sitting there looking at you right now. So, oh, so you're driving. Okay. So I'm in somebody's car. My voice is going down the road. That's so cool. Yeah. So nice of you to come on here and listen to us on your drive. I'm glad to see you. It's been a while. I should be working, but I like him more. Oh, I don't want to get nobody in trouble. Critical K and Larry had words. Yeah, I know, Lord, before I disappeared, like 3 weeks ago, a month ago, that there was some kind of hate between those two. I had forgotten about that. I was kind of hoping maybe they cleared it up by now. Thank you, Kim, for having a live today. I needed it. Aw. Well, that's good. And thank you for being here. Like, I knew I wanted to do it. I wanted to talk to everybody. And I was like, we can just play catch up together. That's what we can do. That's what we need to do. He should be president. Oh, my word. Lord have mercy. I wish I was, in a way, not maybe president for just one day, like that song. I don't think I can handle it. And you know, I think I'm too weak to be president. I'm just being honest. Because I feel so, I'm too much of an empath. Like, in order to be like president or like a badass attorney or anything, I think you've got to have a higher quality or more so narcissistic personality. Seriously. I don't think you can be the hardcore empath and really be able to handle those sorts of jobs. Really. I couldn't do it. Okay, Sherry. I have got to start supper here in a few minutes too. Thank you for being with us. Okay, y'all, I have tried my best to keep up with the chat best that I could. I know there's probably many other lives going on right now, and I've probably jumped on their toes, and I hate that. But I wanted to say hi to my friends. I just did. So I had one anyways. I hope I didn't step on many toes, but I'm going to get off of here now. I got to go fix dinner for the family. And it really was awesome talking to y'all. And thank y'all all so much for the support, the extra support, the thumbs up. You guys are amazing. Our channel was struggling. I ain't going to lie. It was. That's my own fault because I haven't been here. That's my fault. But you know what? We're back together and we're going to be fine. Thank y'all for everything. And y'all have a very blessed evening and day. My cat's even telling you bye. See there? That's Sir meows a lot. That's what he does. You guys have a good one. Oh, I'm also working on a video right now. It ain't what. It's going to be very interesting, I promise you. Y'all have a great day, night, evening, wherever you may be. And until next time, this is Unjustified.